Hello, welcome to Patch. I'm your host, Paul James, and I'm joined by Matto Phillips. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Good.
Good to hear.
Yeah, good.
We'll continue the little update all the way through to our patched updates next week. God of War Ragnarok, how are you tracking?
We're getting there. We're
Getting
getting
there?
there slowly.
We
I don't
won't
want
go.
to give too. I
Yeah, we
won't
won't
give
go
too
with
much away
spoilers.
because I say one small thing, I probably spoil it for everyone. And all I did was Google God of War just once. It was when I was talking about last week about the
Oh yeah, yeah.
cutscene at the end, and all I get now is goddamn God of War things that I
It's
don't
just
want with a
the amount of
thumbnail
content.
with a
Yeah,
thumbnail that's going to give away something in the game, and I have to quickly avert my eyes to something else.
it's
It's
really full
ridiculous.
on. Like the amount of God of War content,
Oh,
not just on YouTube, but like news articles, all those sort of things. They're still doing the press circuit, doing interviews and all those sorts of things. And so, and like I guess I can speak to it even from like my game rank side gig where I'm breaking out extracts from interviews left, right, and center, and like from interviews that they've done at other outlets, and then I'm just breaking out. Oh, they've discussed this thing, and they've discussed this thing, and so there's just like I feel like I've written more about God of War in the last week even than I've written about any other game all year, almost combined. I feel like I've done that much in the last week or two.
oh,
Let alone obviously the player two side of things with the review and the review discussion and the player two plays and the preview and all that too. So
I would hate to be a person who has to write a review for that because one small detail from that game will just ruin it.
oh,
For
100%.
someone
Like
who, it's so hard. Even I'm trying to think of like, how do I explain it next week on patch? Because all I can say is what happens in the first 5 minutes, and that's pretty much it.
well, yeah, like I think we discussed on the episode last week or maybe afterwards, but it's okay. It was part of the preview embargo from a while back. Tyr rescuing Tyr from Svartalheim
Here.
was
And
it was
Thor,
kind of where the
Thor,
previews
that's not a
ended,
giveaway.
and the Thor fight.
Just Thor in general.
There's a lot to discuss about this game, and I look forward to doing it with you at some point. But
Dogs on sleds. I know, or sled
oh,
dogs.
yeah.
That's not a giveaway.
What was that movie? Yeah, was it called Sled Dogs? That shitty movie that
Oh,
probably
the
would have come out
Cuba
when we were
Gooding.
like teenagers.
Yeah, well, Cuba Gooding Jr. I'm pretty sure it was a
Yeah,
Disney
it won't be
movie.
one of those sort of jobs. Yeah,
It was a Disney
uh,
movie. I know that much. And let's be honest, Disney movies back then weren't that great. And their originality of titles was,
pretty basic.
yeah, that sounds about best. You're like, what? Let's do a story about toys. What should we call it? How about Toy Story? Brilliant.
Am I checking Sled Dogs?
What about a life
Maybe.
about a bug? What should we call it? How about a bug's life?
Snow Dogs? It was called
No, what did we call it?
Sled Dogs.
Sled dogs. Ah, it's the same thing. Close enough.
But yeah, there was Disney's Snow Dogs. There was Disney's Eight Below, which is also another kind of
Oh, the Paul Walker one.
yeah.
Fast and Furious for hot rods to dogs.
There's apparently something called Togo that looks like it's a similar sort of idea, and it's a Disney job as well. Like that, I suppose Disney just owns everything these days. All right, moving on to games and also
Yeah, let's
snow
move on to
and
games.
those sorts of things.
No.
There's snow in this world. Horizon.
Oh, yes, there is snow. There's plenty of snow.
Horizon Forbidden West is still pretty fresh. It's recently been nominated for a Game of the Year award, which is I think it's
Don't forget it. Don't even. Yeah, nominee. That's all you get. That's as far as it's getting.
that's as far
Let's
as it's
be
going to
honest.
get, but it's 100%
There's
deserving
another-
of that. It was my
There's
Game of the Year until
another
God of War
two.
came out.
Yeah, as I say, there's probably another two games that may have snow in them that are better. Unfortunately, I don't know if Elden
Yeah.
Ring has snow. Ragnarok definitely has snow.
Yeah,
There's
plenty of
about
snow in
80%. There's about 80% snow in that game. There's a lot of
Yeah,
snow.
there's a lot of snow. If you got something called Fimbulwinter rolling through, you'd want to have some snow. But yeah. So Horizon's out. It's nominated for a Game of the Year award. We're getting Horizon Call of the Mountain on February 22nd next year for PSVR 2. That was even kind of confirmed this date with its release date because it's day and date with the peripheral itself. And then we've got several reports that have bubbled up over the course of the year, some of which we've spoken about on Patched already, but the most recent thing we haven't gotten around to yet, and I think it's kind of what's fueled this conversation. There was the talk of a Horizon Zero Dawn PS5 remake, very similar to The Last of Us, but even more recent. I think did we have a dedicated episode to that? Yeah.
We did.
Like
We did.
that's right. Other games that would be better remakes and remasters
Yes.
than Horizon.
That's the one.
And now the most recent thing, there'd been talk about a multiplayer title, and most people had assumed it's like a Monster Hunter like style thing, and it could still be. But we've heard a little bit more detail about it in the last couple of weeks, that it's coming from NCSoft, who are the team responsible for Guild Wars and a whole bunch of MMOs. And so the prevailing theory is that they are making a Horizon-based MMO. Now, before we, I guess, maybe wander into the main question of the thing, you've just wrinkled your nose up. What are you? So you're not big on the idea of a Horizon MMO, like an MMO that maybe goes down the, I don't know, the Final Fantasy 14 World of Warcraft style path?
No, because we already have enough of those goddamn games as it is, and you don't. It's like you can probably put Star Wars in there as well. And
Yeah, you got
Elder
ESO,
Scrolls.
you've got Star Wars, you've got
There's way too. There's just so many. I don't know what
they're
the
kind of the big
you
ones,
could-
but there's
you could-
others
let's
out there.
just say World of Warcraft as well. Let's just
Yeah,
throw that in there as
it's
well.
the king of it still. Well, it's not anymore, but it was the
But they're still making stuff. though, which
long-standing
is
king. Yeah,
supposedly-
expansion just came out this month.
Yeah.
Or this past month.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's still
Good on.
going. I mean, most other companies would just go, yeah, let's just call it a day.
Is
Them,
EverQuest
no.
2 still a thing? It probably is.
Oh, who knows? StarCraft or whatever it was called.
So that sort of model of game doesn't really do it for you, though. You don't think Horizon would catch your interest at all?
Not really. I mean, yeah, yes,
What
I
if it was
like
your
Horizon.
free-to-play MMO style thing?
Still no. I still
No.
had no interest in that. I wouldn't say crap. I just don't care about the online MMO stuff, which I probably should, but I just don't. I got other games to play which are better. If there was people I knew that said, "Hey, you want to come play this?" I'd think about it, but I wouldn't be fully
fair.
committed to it. Because I might be one of those people that stare at a screen for 5 hours and do absolutely nothing. And go, what am I doing with my life? I got it.
It
I got other
Could
games
easily
to
go that
play.
way, yeah.
It's 2023. I've got too many games to play to be
Oh
playing
look, this thing.
MMOs.
If this thing happens, I don't think it's happening till 2025. Probably, I would have
Oh,
thought.
good. So I've got time to finish off all those games then.
Yeah.
That's great.
Just. I can already imagine it now.
Just in
Just in
time.
time for probably The Witcher 4 to roll along, and for
Oh,
another
great.
game to come along and just like take Horizon out at the knees
Grand
when it
Theft
comes to
Auto
those.
6 comes out.
Yeah,
There
that
you
too.
go.
It's probably in the right window as well. So
Skull and Bones will finally come out in 2025.
they just won't catch a break when it comes to releasing near big hitters. So I'm sure that when the time comes, and I mean that's another thing. Like Horizon 2, without spoiling it for people, Horizon Forbidden West clearly ends linking to a third game as well. So we're going to get like a third core game as well. So I guess it does beg the question, when you add all of those games plus the Netflix series that's in development. I'm pretty sure it was Netflix. I don't think it was Amazon.
there's a
I think it was. There's a Netflix show
Oh.
on the way.
Oh man.
How much Horizon is too much Horizon?
More
and
than
I-
one game.
And I guess we say that, like, considering that we are fans of both games. So where's the limit for you? Where have things gone too far? Like, is it?
Well, I would say not the VR thing, because
No, I think that's
there's no problem with that, because you're just doing sort of parkour. Well, it looks of it, you're just doing parkour stuff in VR. So I got no problem with that, because it's VR. It's something different. But still, the whole MMO. Then you tell me there's a TV series. There's too many goddamn PlayStation TV series and movies at the moment.
PlayStation's kitchen sinking it with all their IP at the moment, and
they're all
Horizon will probably be one of
rubbish.
the biggest and best, I'm sure. But
And they're not off to a good start. I watched that. I tried to watch the Uncharted movie.
oh really? I haven't seen it yet.
I can't. I just can't do it. It's
Fair
just
enough.
okay. No, I'll say
I'll sit down and get drunk one night and watch it. I'm sure.
you might have to be honest, just to make it go quicker. But is that your Carlton? Is that
Not
your
on-
not
not
your
on this
Carlton.
shit,
I was
though,
saying
yeah,
it's
no,
Geelong. I was going to say.
Like, great cats, we won the
Say-
grand final, but I've
Say
got to
2 hours later,
you.
let's say 2 hours later, you would have finished your first beer by then, or whatever it goes from. I'll say Tom Holland is a good Nathan Drake. Mark Wahlberg as Sullivan is very, very questionable. It's
Because he
just-
was always meant to be Nathan Drake, so they just kind of screwed it up for too long, and suddenly he was too old.
Oh well, too bad, Mark. Go back to your burger joint.
So I mean I don't mind the TV series thing.
I mean, as long as it works, but is it
As
a
long as it's good
cartoon or is it
quality,
a live action thing?
I don't know if that's been.
Because that's going to be more CG than what we were talking about last week. If that's
Yeah.
the case,
Yeah, it'll be more CG than what Gears is if it goes down that path. I think it's meant to be live action, which means there'll have to be tons of CG to kind of make a Thunderjaw, for example, or whatever, and make
or
it
a
look
tall deck.
good. Yeah. You'd feel
Tall
like
deck.
that's
People are
almost going
going
to
to
be the
go
most
nuts.
expensive of all
Yeah,
the
tall
shows.
deck's going to cost like half the episode.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, your budget. Yeah, you're right. Your budget probably goes towards just one big.
Straight.
But then again, they all
Might
look
as
the
well.
same. So like once you've kind of made a whole bunch of them, you then just kind
Well,
of animating and those sorts of things. Like you've kind of got the core of it. You drag it in and then you animate it the way you need to. So it might be a bit front loaded and
so if they
make
were
that
smart,
pilot
they
episode
would just
the most expensive pilot of all time
Yeah.
because you just throw every machine at it.
yeah,
And then every other episode you just keep reusing them.
and everyone will forget about Lost then because that was the most expensive pilot episode.
Yeah, I wonder if
ever
that's still the
made.
case. I reckon it probably
It
still
still
is.
is. No, oh no, actually, it could be like House of the Dragon or something that
Or
overtaken it.
yeah.
It'd be close. I don't know. You'd have to look it up because it came up one day. Said Lost was. I know we're going off topic again.
No,
with
stick
TV
with it.
shows, but
Most.
it was the most. Lost was the most expensive pilot. That was oh god, that was so long ago. That was like what 2004, 2005. Lost. You're a fan of it. You know.
Yeah,
When
2000. I think I was year 7, so it'd be like 2001. I reckon.
2000 what? No, surely not.
But
Really?
also, it looks like Lost has been well and truly overtaken. So Lost was $14 million for one episode.
Oh, is that
back
that's
in the day.
nothing. Oh, that's.
But that was
that's
the
what
lead
it's
at the
changed.
time. But then there's a show that I'm not familiar with, but it's apparently a Netflix musical drama called The Get Down, 16
What?
million.
Ah.
Boardwalk Empire, 18 million.
Oh, there you go. Is that for
Te-
a pilot?
Do you remember Terra Nova? It was like meant to be kind of
Yeah,
a very
the
lost
going Back
style.
to the Future dinosaur thing.
20 million.
Yeah, that went well. That went
Westworld,
real well.
25 million.
Really?
And then number one is a show that I'm not familiar with, but it's an HBO job. Vinyl, $30 million.
Oh, Vinyl. I think I'd heard Vinyl.
I'm not familiar with it, but I don't watch enough TV. I really just watch my
Not even
adaptations
House of
and
the
Star
Dragon
Wars.
or-
And I'm finally catching up on Star Wars.
Not even House of the Dragon or Game of Thrones. Well, not even, I wouldn't say it's Game of Thrones, but House of the Dragon would have thought would be through the roof.
Yeah, I don't know.
If it would-
With all the
I
the
know.
CG for the dragons, but I mean CG prices are coming down, I guess. So it's probably a combination of things these days. But I don't know. Actually, I didn't check when the timestamp was on that episode. It could be they may not have 2022 numbers in there. But
Inflation.
But yeah, I mean, look, I think Horizon would certainly be the most expensive TV show for them to make when you compare that to Uncharted, The Last of Us, God of War, Twisted Metal. Like
Wait,
Twisted
they're
Metal,
doing
sure, you're
God-
going to go through a few cars, but
So, did you say they're doing a God of War 1 too?
yeah, God of War's happening somewhere along the way.
So
I don't
who-
know whether
I
that's
think all the
Greek
questions are going to
or-
be who's going to play Kratos. That's going to be interesting. For the love of God, do not get the Rock. Leave the Rock away
No,
from
no, no.
Kratos
And same with Vin Diesel. Keep those guys
and
away.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
Maybe just go get Christopher Judge and just get him to be Kratos.
I wouldn't complain. Yeah, and he
just-
can like tell a whole
or-
bunch of old man like dad jokes. Did you see his dad jokes in the lead up to launch?
No.
Oh, I'll have to.
Like I said, I've been trying to avoid all God of War things altogether because, like, the problems I'm having now of trying to dodge thumbnails, something I thought I'd never do in my life, trying to search things on goddamn YouTube.
I'll have to try and find them after. But anyway, so Horizon, yeah, TV show I can deal with. It'd be fascinating to, I guess, know whether they try and. I think I'd be less about it if they're trying to recreate a game
First
along the
one.
way. But if they're trying to spin off it or something like that, I can deal with that. Like, it's kind of stories within the Horizon universe, but it's not Aloy, or maybe it is Aloy, but it's a separate adventure. Like, just don't try and recreate what we've already got, then I can deal with that. Call the Mountain, as you said, no issues with that. I would love for there to be more of a gap between the two, like between Forbidden West and Call the Mountain, but it's a PSVR launch title. VR's coming out when it comes out, so they're kind of stuck up there. But
Yeah, that's the thing I look at too, because Horizon wasn't a launch thing. It wasn't.
No,
No, it
Horizon was Feb this year.
February, so it's coming. It's just the year things, but the VR.
Yeah, it'll be about a year
2
apart. Yeah.
Yeah, so the VR2, I can understand it being a launch product because you kind of need something.
Yeah, they need to
can't
go
just-
big and
You can't just promote a
Horizon's the
VR2 and not have anything to go with it except,
Yeah.
you know, chat roulette. Not chat roulette. I never know what it's called. Definitely not chat roulette. That's something completely different. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, like 12 months apart isn't ideal, but whatever, it is what it is, and it'll be a far shorter experience because it's VR. So I think it'll be a bit more straightforward. It'll be a bit more of a
I don't
streamlined
understand how
narrative.
they. I don't understand how they not done like. I know it's same thing, a bit close, but how no one's decided to do like a God of War,
Oh, I
like
think it's coming.
like an exercise regime where you just punch
Oh no,
enemies.
it's like people with the chains and stuff at the gym.
Yeah.
It'd be you with Kratos' chains of Olympus. You're
Yeah,
smashing back
blades
and
of
forth.
chaos. The blades of chaos, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I called them Chains of Olympus. Ignore that. That's the actual name of a game. God of War game. But
well.
yeah, Blades of Chaos. Sorry, yeah, you're just whipping them up and just getting jacked in the process. But yeah, the remake we've obviously discussed. I think like that's a big sticking point. I think, and may even be the main thing for us. Like, if you took that out, then you've got the VR game and some multiplayer project that we kind of knew there was a multiplayer thing in gestation. Maybe not realizing it was more of an MMO, or it may not be. It still could be a Monster Hunter style thing. But I think if you take that remake out, I think that's the one that's kind of souring everyone at the moment because it really doesn't need to happen. We don't think it doesn't seem like it should happen.
It's just Jim Ryan at his best. Just
Cash and money.
patch doing a before and after picture look. Hey, this was the Horizon. Here's the PS5 version with extra lighting to make it look better, just like they did with The Last of Us. And you just look and go, wow, look at that light. Is that The Witcher 3 when it comes out? It's just the cover. You can see the old cover of Geralt just putting his sword in. Then you see the updated was just a few shadows on his face.
But to be fair, at
which
least
is
in the
like,
case of that, unless you
it's
didn't
free.
own it, unless you didn't own it already, it's a free update. PS4 to PS5 or Xbox One to Xbox Series X. So can't complain about that. CD Projekt getting their good guy CD Projekt reputation back. So
Yes, the old please like us again.
yeah. Please
And what
come
way?
back and be ready to buy The Witcher 4 Day 1 or The Witcher Remake, which I feel like that's something that's kind of slipped under our radar in terms of this episode.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to
Probably
that at some point, I'm
probably because most people never played the first Witcher game, so they're not really like, there's a Witcher 1, even though they played the Witcher 3 and
played The Witcher
didn't
3.
really pay. It's like
sure.
it's like Goat
I just thought
Simulator.
they were 3 claw marks going through it. I didn't realize it was a third
Oh, I
game.
thought they just it's like Goat Simulator. They just skipped the
just
first
skipped,
two
yeah.
and just went straight to the third one.
Yeah.
The rest is history.
Yeah, no one even cares about the second one now.
Nah.
Yeah, Player 2 review recently, actually. Go check that one out, people. Goat Simulator 3. But, yeah, I think the main thing is the remake. I think that's the thing that really bothers, I think, me the most for it, and I suspect probably bothers most people the most about the whole thing. Because, yeah, the MMO or the multiplayer thing does sound like it might be a few years off. It sounds like they're still trying to sort out the deal, what the partnership needs to look like to make it happen. So
It's really going to be
you'd
a bit
imagine is
difficult
early.
too. Being trying to be a Monster Hunter type game too, when you got. I think there was another one that was trying to be like Monster Hunter as well. And just
Yeah.
laughed at it. I can't remember what it was called. I just looked at it and went, I'll just play Monster Hunter.
You mean like an
instead.
upcoming game that's a Monster Hunter like
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
So you've got the EA Wild.
That might have been it. Yeah, that might
Wild-
have been it. I
But
just laughed at it.
I'm actually super into that. I reckon that looks awesome.
As long as it doesn't go like crashing down like it did with the Anthem, then
No, I'm
sure.
I'm feeling pretty. Jeez, I can't remember. It's Wild something, but
Wild. Is it? Yeah, EA. When you said EA, I was like, I do remember something. I can't remember off the top of my
I'm
head.
now searching my the upcoming
yeah.
things. But because it comes out Feb, like it's out in Feb. Wild Hearts.
Wild Hearts. There
That's
we
the
go.
name. Comes out on my birthday, so I'm real all about that. But yeah.
That's
So
February as well.
yeah.
Everything's coming out in February.
Oh,
What is-
yeah, February's
Well,
nuts.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. Just compared to the rest of the year, it's just it's chaotic in February compared to the rest of the year,
Well,
2023.
Yeah, you've got Hogwarts, you've got Wild Hearts, you've got other things I've just drawn a blank on. Where are we?
Spoken?
Holy
No.
shit, I just looked at my app. Get these for just the names, whether you're necessarily into all of them or not. So Hogwarts Legacy, you've got Wild Hearts, there's Tales of Symphonia Remastered, which comes out the same day as that. You've got the new Like a Dragon game, or Yakuza game, Feb 21. You've got Atomic Heart, Feb 21. You've got PlayStation VR 2 and Horizon, Feb 22. Kirby's Return to Dreamland, Feb 24, Octopath Traveler 2, February 24, and I'm sure there's others that I'm not even. I
God.
mean, there's some indies in there as well. That Blanc, the black and white one with the little deer and like the two little animals
Oh
that
yeah,
people
yes,
lost their mind
yes.
about. Like that's out on Feb 14. Like there's February's. It's insane, but anyway.
That's just one. That's just 1 month
Yeah.
compared to. Oh god. Too
So
much.
yeah, it's pretty full on. I guess it's like it's a good thing Horizon's not. Well, no, sorry, Horizon is lobbing right in there. What am I talking about? So it's gonna be pretty flat out, and February in particular. Any other thoughts when it comes to this Horizon? Yeah, like I guess like what is it for you that's kind of making it too much? Is it the remake as well, like myself, or
Oh,
are you?
it's definitely the remake because we talked about this. Like, when the remake come out? 5 years, maybe 5 years. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes out next year, like it came out in 2017,
Next
so if it
year.
comes out next year, which I
Yeah,
don't know feels logical, then that'll be about 6 years by the time it's out.
but still, like we're arguing about The Last of Us coming out 3 times over the last 10 years.
9 years, yeah.
Yeah, 9 years, and we're just looking at go why. Same with Grand Theft Auto 5. It's the exact same thing. It's just they're just repackaging the same game because some silly suckers will go and buy it.
Look, to be fair, when they put it on PS4, they added the first person stuff. Like they added some pretty
Yeah.
cool stuff.
Oh yeah. No, the
unique to
first
that,
person thing was pretty cool, but when you
but
just
the
went
PS5 version is a
from
bit much.
PS5 and Xbox version, you just scratch your head and go, why? Same with The Last of Us, you just go, why? They're like,
It's the same for all of them.
hey, like I said, lighting, extra detail in the giraffe, a smaller beard, blah blah blah. Look at that beard. Look at the facial hair
Yeah.
on Joel's face. It's like I don't care about that stuff. If it's just the same game, I'm not going to look at this light or his facial hair
It's one of the
or
weird things because
the
they're
high five injection.
a lot of PlayStation's teams are really big on that really ultra incredible attention to detail. So they like kind of going down that path, and Jim Ryan likes money, and so he's like,
I know.
I can monetize that, and so all of a sudden we get. I mean, the two, it's unsurprising that the two teams where this is happening with a Naughty Dog, who have forever been kind of considered. I mean, even the PS3 version of The Last of Us still looks a lot better than some current day PS4/PS5 games. Let alone the remake that's come out that obviously looks even better again. But
Wasn't there talks of
Guerrilla's
a
the same
like
sort of
a
deal.
remake of the first Uncharted game?
Yeah,
Was
that
there
was
talk
going on
of
at one point, but that ended up becoming a remake of The Last of Us. That ended up becoming part one.
Oh, so that's a real change from treasure adventure to zombie hunting or clicker hunting, whatever you want to call it. It's a very
Yeah, but it was one of the
very
weird things.
weird.
It's that PlayStation virtual art studio group that's kind of always been the assistant team, and they wanted to get going, and it was kind of Naughty Dog getting a bit possessive about stuff. So
So hey,
my
here's
man Michael
Uncharted
Mumbao's told
4
me a bit
and
about that. So
here's Uncharted 4 and the Lost Legacy instead. Like that just you don't need that.
yeah,
Just
pretty
give me a
much.
full remaster of one. I'll be happy with that because when did that come out like 16
2007,
years ago?
yeah.
50, yeah. Oh god, that I feel so old.
Yeah, but it would actually need it. Like it really even one compared to two doesn't stack up nearly as well, and they could
Oh no.
revisit a lot of that stuff. So I don't know. There's stuff you can do there, but yeah, it's unsurprising that Naughty Dog, as kind of the number one PlayStation team, or at least typically considered that way. Obviously, you've got Insomniac and Sony Santa Monica that are making a fair old charge with what they've been doing in recent
I
years.
mean, Insomniac are making 3 games a year. They're just
Yeah, it's
at the
weird.
moment
2020,
carrying them.
2022's come and gone, and Insomniac didn't put out a game. It feels wrong.
Hey, well, that's what happens when you do a 40-hour week.
Yeah.
None of this
Yeah,
crunch.
you gotta go back to behaving yourself, and all of a sudden you
But hey,
can't
they
churn
got
out the
two
games.
big. They got 2 big games coming this year, or next year. So brace yourself.
Two?
Spider-Man, Wolverine.
Oh no, Wolverine's
23.
the year after. Wolverine's the year after.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, one game then. And a
But
Ratchet
yeah,
and
Spider
Clank
Man is
remake.
due. Yeah, there'll be
And a
something.
Ratchet and Clank.
They always have a few things on the go, so I think there'll be something outside of those two games.
Sunset Overdrive 2 on the
But
PS5.
then there's Gorilla. Gorilla are
Gorilla.
like probably the other kind of powerhouse when it comes to visual stuff. I mean, think about the way they used to present Killzone back in the day. Like that, Killzone looked better than everything else. It was just it didn't play better than everything else. But like it's their two kind of, I guess, really visuals oriented teams that are now doing high quality remakes. So, or like visually high quality remakes. So
mean,
and it makes them money. So Jim's all about it.
Well, if Jim wants money, just put everything into Lego. Everyone buys Lego.
Just remake God of War
Well, that too.
2005 to that era God of War.
PlayStation 2 version.
Yeah, like remake those two games.
Or
Get
make a
Blue Point to do
Lego
it.
Kratos.
Yeah. Well, we can go down that path too if we want, but yeah. So
Or,
it's a messy sort of situation, but I can deal with an MMO. I think I can deal with an MMO, especially if it's free. It can be easy to kind of drop in, drop out. And I don't mean free to play in like the Genshin sort of style thing where they're kind of nickel and diming you every year. I mean more like in the Elder Scrolls Online MMO sort of thing, where obviously they can nickel and dime you there too, but it's not smacking you over the head. It is more like traditional MMO, and you can buy these cosmetics, you can buy this, you can buy that. It's not roll the dice and you get a chance of getting this new character or this new thing. Like it's not luck. It's just how much you're willing to spend. So and they'll just make some juicy, tempting options, and people will be all about it. But I don't know, we'll wait and see. That one's a fair way off, I reckon. So we've got plenty of time, and we'll just have to see what happens with the remake in the meantime. Any other Horizon-related thoughts?
no, just leave the
Don't overdo it.
leave Zero Dawn alone. Give it another 10 years, then go remake it.
Yeah. This is the best new IP PlayStation has put out since, I guess, the start of the PS4 generation. So if they could just not go too crazy with the whole thing, like it's easy to see why they want to make money off it. Like, there's so much you can do with a world like that, but just dial it back a little bit so you can enjoy it for longer and you don't burn everyone out. So, because it's going to happen.
It's going to go to Xbox.
Yeah.
No one ever thought of that. They're like, hey, Xbox, you gonna remake any games? Nope.
Yeah,
make some games.
We've gone across to Xbox because PlayStation's just putting out too many games. We actually want to go.
They keep making us keep remaking our old games over and over again.
So we'll just go.
We've got this great idea, but they say no. Say, hey, you got a great idea. Give us a Naughty Dog.
Yeah. Fuckers. Anyway, we'll wrap things up there. If you enjoyed this episode of Patch, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons are down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patched, Player 2 Plays, Gamer School, and a whole bunch more. Visit the website, player2.net.au, for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series Patched, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks, lower tiers early access, high tiers monthly episode exclusives, and finally there's Twitter. Matto
_Phil.
Paul James Games for myself. The website is player2au. And until next week, if you don't like what PlayStation is doing, tell them. Or what it seems like they're doing, tell them. Vote with your wallet. If you don't want it, don't buy it.
Or just go to Nintendo.
They're harmless. They can't get their Pokemon games running on their consoles, but all good luck, I guess. Anyway, enjoy. We'll see you next week for updates.